How are you doing? So, I would like to revise our heritage studies again. And today's port of call is the June 2024 session. Last time we did the paper 2. Today, let us do the paper 1. That's our 4006 stroke 1, which is heritage studies paper 1. So it's number 1 to 40, and I'll give you the answers. I'll try to read out all the options that we have. Then from number 1 to 40, then I'll give you the answers. So before I get into the main business, you have to know of the superlatives. Because chitsotsi chiri pamabhiza ndechekuti maanswer anenge ari identical, but panenge pane the most correct answer inenge iri kudiwa. So whenever you are dealing nema-multiple choice, andika mawords akaitonga ana most, ana highest, ana greatest, they are very important, you know. So panenge paine ma-options anenge aripo, andika. But question inenge yakanzi most, ndizo inenge yakanzi highest, so there's the best possible answer that you have to deal with. Let me start with the number 1. Which of the following is not recognized? Is not a recognized family arrangement in Zimbabwe? So there are about 4 options here. As usual, A to D. There is a single parent family, child-dated family, monogamous family, and homosexual family. So the correct answer is the homosexual family, which is 1D. Then number 2, which of the following is a secondary industry? So a secondary industry is for the production of raw materials, the changing of raw materials into finished goods. Because mainly we have 3 types of industries. We have the primary, then secondary, then tertiary. So the primary industries are there for the provision of raw materials. Then the secondary industry are for the conversion of the raw materials into finished goods. Then service industry offer what we call backup services. So I'll try to give you an example. So when we have a dairy farm, panenge pachichengetwa mombe dzemukaka, ndizo mukaka watinowana is part of the raw materials, ndizo. But tikatora mukaka iwoyo tikauendesa kudairy board, ukaconvertwa kuitwa let's say ukagadziriswa ice cream, andika indofarira inonzi chii, nutty squirrel, yes. Mukaka waya ukaita part of the ingredients of that nutty squirrel. So dairy board yashanda secondary industry. But ma-tertiary industry offer tinoti ma-backup industry, because kutransporta zvinhu zvakaita setransport nema-bankings, right, nena-internet services nechi, it's part and parcel of ma-service industries, although kwane vana-quaternary than an extension of the service industry. So ma-service industry offer backup service. What am I saying? Kuti titransporte mukaka iwoyo, ndizo kubvisa kufamu kuendesa kudairy board unarekaita ngwena muno muharare, we need the transport. So transport is a service industry which offer backup services. So in this regard, we have A, peasant farming, B, forestry production, C, electricity generation, then D, fish farming. So our answer here is C. Yes, our answer is C, electricity generation. Right. When was Zimbabwe's first constitution signed? It was signed in 1980. That is 3A. Like the discussions of it started in 1979, then it was finally signed. Because you have to be very careful on that. Because that's why they have 1979 and 1980. My talks or my discussion about the constitution akatanga muna 1979. Then it was signed in 1980. So all of the following diseases can be treated using traditional herbs, except this one, it was quite tricky. All of the following diseases can be treated using traditional herbs, except A, we have hair loss, B, sexually transmitted infections, C, COVID-19, D, cancer. But chida kunyatsotaura chokwadi pamberi paMwari chaipo ukagara pasi nevanhu vanoita zvechivanhu chaiva vanokuudza kuti zvirwere zvese zvinorapwa, and it's true. I've seen vanhu vaipona nekutorapwa cancer. Kune vanhu vanoita zveun'anga vanotorapa cancer ichitoenda. So inini pama options aripo, I eventually chose D, 4D. Why? Because even though uchizoda ma-herbs, you need a combination of hair loss, unogona kungoshandisa ma-traditional herbs. Siki, I think mana sexually transmitted infection now. Indogara umbare, so I know vanhu vanoita zvekutengesa maguchu aya nechi kune mishonga inotonzi inocleana system aya zvinorapwa nemidzi izvi. Musazoti sei vane musikanzi wake. Aiwa, ndiri kungotaura zvandoona zvichiitika. Then COVID-19 I think ndaitomboshandisa zumbani vanhu vachitopona. Cancer iri tricky manje pakuti inenge yakuzoda kuti of course my herbs tokwanisa kushandisa, but at the same time you need that modern type of medicine kuirapa. So I eventually chose 4D. Then number 5, which of the following can be considered as one of the major weaknesses of the Lancaster House Constitution? So A, it is sought to empower blacks. B, the people of Zimbabwe did not directly participate in making this constitution. Then C, the whites voted to voluntarily give land to the blacks. Then D, it democratically corrected the historical imbalance. So one of the major weaknesses. These are Apanon's weaknesses, Pan's major weaknesses. So I would rather choose B, because the people of Zimbabwe did not directly participate in making this constitution. Tichida kuikompare neya 2013. Referendum at 2013. 2013 munhu wese was involved. I still remember I was like 19 years then. We voted for that constitution, which means it was a homegrown constitution, you know. So number 6, which of the following is a type of industry? There is a bus terminus, there is Magaba complex, there is Glenview 7 complex. So I chose D, which is a tertiary. That is on number 6. D, it's tertiary. Number 7, because it's the type of industry. So beating one's spouse, that's number 7, can be described as a form of A, disciplining errant partners, gender-based violence, solving problems at home, corporal punishment. I think the answer we all know it here. It's that even grade 6 could answer this. So it's gender-based violence. So let us move on to 8. How does the existence of a will help in contemporary inheritance matters? A will is a document in which the deceased would have like listed how he or she wanted his like this in estate to be distributed. The estate you are referring to, Fumi. So how does the existence of a will help in contemporary inheritance matters? A will inobatsirei but period yatiri inwe. So A, there is a safe inheritance path protected by the Constitution. B, it promotes the values of hard work. C, it helps improve relations among the family members. Then D, it produces positive citizens. So the correct answer here is 8A. There is a safe inheritance path protected by the Constitution. So we are going to go to my lawyers. My lawyers, they are legal practitioners. They know the law, you know. So number 9, what was the major economic activity of the Ndebele state? The major economic activity of the Ndebele state. So you should have a historical scope thereof. The options that we have here on number 9 include crop production, livestock production, basketry, and blacksmithing. So the major here is 9B, livestock production. That's the major thing. Because the crop production, kunana side kunana matebelendo, kunonetsa mvura sometimes. Kunwacho kunopisa. So between the two, it was panzi major. You know better way to do. What was the economic activity? No, panzi major economic activity, which means if you think you talk with an apate, so I picked livestock production. So which of the following waste is most dangerous to humans? Waste otsvina yakanyanya kuipa kuma humans. Number 10, there's organic waste, solid waste, liquid waste, and hazardous waste. So we can take here hazardous waste, that is on 10D. Then 11, who provides the child's first set of norms and values? Ndimamak. Because when a child's peers, child's father, the child's teacher, mwana anonyanya kupedza time yakawanda namai wake. Ndosa kwachona even language anotaura inenge chitonzi the mother's tongue. So our answer for number 11 is the child's mother, which is 11C. Right. Then number 12, which one of the following is an example of tangible inheritance? You can cheat tangible inheritance. The opposite of tangible is intangible. So tangible chinu chinobatika. So any tangible evidence, it means atobatwa ine mavhiri emota yakaba ndizo chitangible chinhu chinobatika. So pana values, norms, beliefs, ndizvo zvakwanisa kuzvibata ndizvo. So the answer is the farm, which is on 12D. It's tangible. Then 13, it's how many kudus are shown on the Zimbabwean coat of arms. Those are 2 kudus. That's 13B. All of the following are benefits of natural resources except So what are the following? There is hunger and starvation, economic empowerment, employment and tourism. So economic empowerment, B, and C, employment, then D, tourism. They are part and parcel of the benefits. So hunger and starvation is our answer 14A. Then number 15, what is the most common step that can be taken to correct misconceptions about the national school pledge in Zimbabwe? Vana vambobvira vaifarira. So tingaita sei kuti vanhu vaifarire? So pane preaching, awareness campaigns, imprisonment and exiling. So I would rather pick awareness campaigns, which is 15B. Kuti vanhu vazive about this. So which of the following is the most important role of the judiciary? Right, the judiciary, we have the three arms of government. We have the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive. Although they work flow, it's like an engine. Do you know a car engine? A car engine kuti izonzi power motor, pane a combination of things zvinenge zvabatsiridza pakushandiswa kuti zvifambe ndizo. So the role of the judiciary is to executing A is executing public policies and programs. B is conducting government business in parliament. C is initiating legislation. Then D is interpreting the law. So number 16, the answer is D, which is interpreting the law. So the highest court of appeal for criminal cases in Zimbabwe is the Supreme Court, that is 17D. Then 18, so reforms that were made in the health sector in Zimbabwe were of great importance in that. So there were some reforms that were done by the government, especially after the independence, which have something to do with the health sector. So there are a couple of options here. Several new hospitals were constructed. Many doctors and nurses lost their jobs. Many doctors and nurses left the country for perceived greener pastures, and all deadly diseases were eradicated. So 18, the answer is A, which is several new hospitals were constructed. So the first female to be appointed to the presidium, ndiani akatanga kupinda mupresidium. Kana chiti mupresidium tikutaura presidents, and muno muZimbabwe we have a system in which there is a president and these two deputies. So there is Obam Chinguri Kashiri, there is Margaret Dongo, there is Joyce Mjuru and Tenjiwele Sabe. This is 19C Joyce Mjuru. Then number 20, what name is given to the pre-colonial community-based activity where people gathered to work together to produce harvest for community reserves? Ndo yatinoti hoka nimbe ndizo in Shona. So pana A, community work parties. B, King's Granary. C, reincarnation. D, rain-making ceremony. So the answer is community workplace. So 21, gender-based violence is normally unreported because pane mareasons aripo, vanhu vanotadza kumhangara nyaya dze-gender-based violence. Why? That is on number 21. The options we have are police stations are far away. B, victims fear retaliations from perpetrators, and women are aware of their legal rights. Then D, police fail to constantly record important information needed in order to catch the perpetrators. The answer is B, because nyaya dzine chekuita kunetsana kwevanhu vanodanana vanogarisana dziri, I've been to the civil court, vanotoziva kuti pamwe pacho vanhu vaya vanonetsana zvekuendesa mumakoti, but at the end of the day vanogona kuzotaurirana vachinzwisana, so maissues iwaya anonetsa. Unogona kutorohwa chiya but unomangara manje mawani, ende pamwe pacho wamangara, ndakamboona vanhu vamangara apedza akunoendesera sadza munhu uyayo yanga amurohwa. So at the end of the day, again, victims fear retaliation from perpetrators, and that's true. Because at the end of the day, muchagara mese. And humans are not like artificial intelligence or robots. My humans do not really forgive. Ndozvonofanoziya. Zvaunoitira munhu iwo anogona kuzvichengeta upenyu hwake vese. Ende unogona kudzokera naye mugarisana, but zvinenge zvatosiyana, ane matritiro anenge akutokuita mamwe aya, because anenge achingofunga zvamunenge makaitirana zvazvo. Then number 22. In African indigenous societies, most women earn a living through number 1A, dancing, pottery, fishing, and building. The answer is B, which is pottery. Number 23, what is the most important factor of production to an indigenous farmer in Zimbabwe? The most important factor is C, it's land, because we have the inputs, the labor, the land, and the capital. So isusu chiri most important is the land, because you haungatsvagi inputs mapadza nekuti vanhu vachazokurimira, haungotsvagi mari kuti handa kutotsvaga mari yekutenga mbeu pasina munda wacho. Hazvimeke sense, handiri kuona zvandiri kutaura. So that's sort of the point that I'm trying to make here. The land is the most important. So number 24, enterprise skills are important in that they A, promote laziness, B, lead to employment creation, C, produces less food for the country, D, promote brain drain. My options are they were so silly. So the answer is it lead to employment creation. Then number 25, how can access to capital be improved in order to promote production by small-scale industries? Tingaita sei kuti ma-small-scale industries vawane tumari-mari ndizvo. A, remove economic sanctions. B, employing technocrats. C, improving access to cheap labor. Then D, improving access to loans. So I'd rather pick 25D, which is improving access to loans. Kuti apafani kunyanya kubva pawanda paperwork nechii nekudhimanda zvinhu zvakawanda kuti vanhu vadini vanhu vawane maloans. So the best method to prevent the spread of HIV, ndambotaura zviya masuperlative, the best mamethods aripo ese anopreventa HIV, but iwo wanzi uri kutipe the best. So A, pana practicing abstinence. B, avoiding multiple partners. C, using preventive pills. D, HIV testing. So the correct answer is practicing abstinence. Kugara wasiyana nazo. Because once wangoita zvekungorarara, whichever way anything can happen. So gara waita abstain from the word to go, gara wasiyana nazo completely is the best way, and you save yourself. Hanzi gunguo zvarakatya akafa mangani, and that's true. Number 27, what practical steps are being taken by the government of Zimbabwe to curb human trafficking? What practical steps? So government iri kutora steps airi kutora, but apa panzi pari kudiwa ari practical ndizvo. So A, we have conducting road searches on traveling motorists. B, giving frequent fake promises. C, short-changing the country. D, putting traffic lights and intersection. So the correct answer here is conducting road searches on traveling motorists. That is 27A. That's a practical step. Kanjiti practical step kuti zviri kutonyatsa kuitwa action iri kunyatsa kuitwa paground chayo. Right. Then 28. The following are entitlements for traditional African women, except A, the grinding stone, B, pestle and mortar, C, cooking pots, then D, land. So except land. Except land. Right. So then number 29, which of the following is an example of an early traditional African information communication technology, ICT, to used? Panzi, early traditional. So there is A, the mobile phone, B, Skype, C, email, and D, drum. So the answer is clearly drum here. So the following are forms of modern social media, except that is number 30. So A, pana YouTube, B, encyclopedia, C, pana WeChat, then D, pana Twitter. So the correct answer here is WeChat, and they are good data. So which of the following is not a knowledge-based ICT tool? Pana spreadsheet, B, electronic journal, C, online magazine, digital library. So electronic journal, online magazine, digital library, they are knowledge-based. Basara ndiri kuchengeta knowledge or news, something like that. But the correct answer here is spreadsheet, 31A. Then 32, modern ICT has enhanced the socialization by, so tinema socialization tools. I think it's not socialization agents, which include the family, the church, the school, even the media, food, the ICT. So modern ICT has enhanced the socialization by, number 1, interconnecting many people at a relatively low cost. B, giving governments checks and balances. C, making school children bring cell phones to school. D, providing ICT companies with a ready made market. So the correct answer here is interconnecting many people at a relatively low cost. So which of the following is not a threat to African traditional culture? Is not a threat. Is not a threat. In bold. So A, pana traditional rights, B, cross-culture pollination, C, economic hardships, and D, globalization. So the answer to number 33 is A, traditional rights. They are not threatening kudona kwechi kuma African culture. So number 34, which of the following had the greatest influence in the decline of the culture of the Mtapa? So that greatest influence, which means this is an influence, but we have the greatest influence. So there's the fall of Mtapa, the fall of the Mtapa, the first, depletion of natural resources, and introduction of Christianity. I think the correct answer is D, ambitious sub-rulers. That's the correct answer. Because masub-rulers akazoteera later vamwe ndo vakanga vakuita break away the state and zvakazolida kuti havachabhadhari matribute nechii, and it led to the downfall of the state. So what was the significance of the conical tower at the Great Zimbabwe Monument? Chiya chakareba-reba chakamira chiya. That is on 35. Number A, to show male fertility, to house the king's senior wife, to hold royal meetings, to hold rain-making ceremonies. So I picked to show male fertility. Maybe I'm not perfect too. You can disagree with me. There's no problem. But I try my best to give you the best answer. So children can be best encouraged to value their totems by tingaita sei kuti vana vedu vavalue or varespecte mitupo yedu. So A, allowing them to choose their own totems, which is rather stupid. B, thanking them with their totems praises when they've excelled. Then C, writing, teaching and learning materials which denounce the totem system. Then D, sending learners to schools abroad so that they can learn foreign cultures. The correct answer is B. Mwana kana awacha kana kuti asuka munomutenda nemutupo kuti maita mhofu maita machuma. Then number 37, a common dance of the Ndau people is A, Jerusalem, B, Muchongoyo, D, Ichikicha, then D, Mbakumba. The correct answer for the Ndau vekuchipinge is the Muchongoyo dance. The name Muchongoyo is from the word kuchongoya. Kuchongoya is stomping. Kutsika-tsika. You know, dance racho munenge muchitamba muchita zvekutsika-tsika pasi. So number 38. How can communities help in fighting against the problem of drug and substance abuse by the youth? Tingaita say A, encouraging families to provide children with clothes. B, encouraging families to provide children with adequate food. C, encouraging families to take children to recreational centers, and encouraging families to teach good morals to their children. I think I would rather take 38D. Kuti mafamilies ane role yavanofana kutoplaya in terms of good morals, in terms of kutosarudzira vana ma-friends and the peers to deal with. Even nenzvimbo dzekugara chaizo, it is the duty of the parents. Number 39. In what way is the role of paternal aunt similar to that of a modern religious leader? Kuti vana tete basa ravo rofanana sei neremufundisi up to now. So A, paying school fees for the orphans. B, providing food for the poor. C, providing marriage counseling services. Then D, helping youth to pay lobola. So the answer is C, providing marriage counseling services. So then lastly, number 40, what can be done to preserve the indigenous culture? Tingaita sei kuti chengetedze culture yedu. A, introducing ICT in schools. B, teaching foreign cultures in school. C, sending children to schools abroad. Then D, introducing studies of indigenous cultures. Yes, that is D. So that's why we introduced, according to our new curriculum, we introduced the FRS. We also introduced the vana heritage vatikutoita zviripo pakubatsiridza kuti tizive nezveculture yedu. Pane matopic anotoita deep nezveculture yedu, even kuna na FRS, even kuna na heritage. So that's it, guys. I've revised for you. So tichaona kuti next toita zvipi, togonongotsvaga rimwe futi paper 2 re heritage.